Ladies and gentlemen, I hope it has been a good week for the rest of you. Um, uh, I haven't gotten a lot of guitar making done this week. It's been a pretty busy week, and I need my templates to come in. My templates came in yesterday, so I have a number of things on my agenda, really kind of for today, maybe for this weekend. So now that I have the templates in, I can take and find a center line on the ash guitar and finish up that to shape, which would be great. I've got to deal with the kind of bad spot in the walnut telly. I'll talk about how I'm going to do that here in just a minute. I've got a little bit of wood that I need to resaw, some bow ties to cut out, and then some decisions to make a little bit later on. So those decisions won't be made today, but hopefully I will have the stuff cut out that I need to be able to make them. All right, so the ash guitar, now that I have templates in for the necks and, well, really the neck pocket, what I'm going to be able to do is feel good about taking that off and being able to finish the rest of this off on the bandsaw and take it back to that spindle sander and go ahead and get this to shape. So I'm going to go ahead and find the center line and get my final marking. So it is Saturday morning, and we are here in my highly technical backyard workshop. Um, so what I'm going to do this morning is I've got to deal with this. So this does not go very deep into the wood, and it's the kind of thing I would normally leave. But because this is going to be a guitar, I'm really worried about it getting snagged on clothes and just generally torn out. So I got a couple different ways that I can do that. But I'm going to kind of take a kintsugi type approach where we're going to see the repair, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I don't think we feel like going into my philosophy on life. But I'm going to go ahead and use this piece of ash from it's a cutoff from the body blank for the other guitar and leave that parallel to the side of the body on the telly now that I can trace that out with the templates. And I'm going to let that repair be seen and let it become part of the history of the instrument because that's kind of the way I think about things. So this is going to be a pretty standard sort of thing, I suspect. I'm going to go ahead and use my router to do a fair amount of this. So I'm going to trace it, drill myself a pilot hole, route it out, and use chisels to put the rest in. And because I was completely on the ball yesterday and left the tripod at home, I'm doing this by hand, which everybody has probably already noticed. And so I'm not going to document everything. I'll take some pictures or maybe some quick videos in between and go from there. So that's my goal. All right, so here's this rough routed out, probably exactly what everybody suspects it was going to be. That is always the most nerve-wracking part to me to do this rough routing with by hand, just because there's pretty much no margin for error. So now it is on to the chisel work and laying it. I guess I'll show. Here we are, the finished product now that it has been chiseled out and inlaid and sanded down. And I'm real glad that I didn't try to record any of that because we can just pretend that I have not done that way more effectively in the past than I did today. So, yeah, that's done. I think when I get into the school next week, I'm going to make a little bit of sawdust just to kind of fill in the seam so I can be done with that. And then pass this thing through the planer just to get it perfect on the top and bottom again. And then I think it'll be ready to become a guitar body. So that's very exciting. And that's pretty much it for today. Gotta get it. Hey, happy Sunday morning. It is a little bit later in the weekend than I usually have done this. Well, because I've done it twice so far, that makes a trend. I haven't done quite as much guitaring this week as I did the last couple weeks because there wasn't as much for me to do and because it's been a pretty busy week. So, um, got that inlay done. I've got pretty much everything ready to start to make or to finish into proper guitar bodies, and that's a great feeling. Um, uh, so, I got that piece of ash inlaid, and that is a design decision that probably some people will disagree with. So I know I said in the video yesterday, I'm kind of taking a kintsugi design philosophy on that, um, and letting the repair be part of the story. So that is something that I find pretty meaningful. But I also think it's for me, it's in the context of a larger kind of thought called wabi sabi, which is this idea of recognizing asymmetry and imperfection and impermanence, um, and that those things can be beautiful. And I really kind of feel like in society today, um, we don't mend enough things, we don't repair enough things. We are too fast to disregard or discard things or even people that we perceive as less than perfect. And I think as makers, we have a little bit of creative space to be able to not be like that. So I'm kind of trying to not be like that myself when I can be. But at any rate, next week, I'm going to make that Telecaster blank into a Telecaster body, which would be pretty crazy. And I guess I can't really avoid starting the next, which is pretty intimidating, but we'll get there. So until next time, I hope you guys have a good week. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you again soon.